Hello and welcome to this special broadcast. There is a big push in Assam to train and prepare future entrepreneurs as the state gears up for mega investments. With the Bhumi Pujan for the biggest ever investment in the region, the rupees 27,000 crore semiconductor plant over, the focus is now to get a defense corridor in the state. If things go as per plan, the state may witness an MSME boom in the coming years. While it's too early to predict the future of industry in Assam yet, one thing is certain: the state and the various stakeholders need to inculcate the entrepreneurial mindset among the youth, thus preparing them to grab any opportunity that may present itself. The IIT Guwahati Research Park, in collaboration with the Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Assam, conducted an Entrepreneurship Development Programs recently. The program was a meticulously designed initiative aimed at empowering aspiring entrepreneurs with the necessary skills. So, is Assam ready? Is Assam ready to take advantage of the big industry push? This is our discussion today. I have with me today Chief Executive of IIT Guwahati Research Park Foundation, who also oversaw, he was the convener of the Entrepreneurship Development Program in IIT Guwahati, Mr. Satyam Sharma. Welcome, Satyam, to the show. I also have with me Mr. Sharik Hussain, a management professional and consultant currently associated with Northeastern Handicrafts and Handloom Development Corporation under Ministry of Donor. A very warm welcome to both of you. Satyam, if I may come to you first. First of all, congratulations on the recent program, the Entrepreneurship Development Program in IIT Guwahati. Can you tell us something about it, and how was the experience? How was the response, especially from the youngsters? And do you think there is hope for Assam as far as MSME industry entrepreneurship is concerned?
Well, Nabarun, first of all, thanks for stitching this show. This event was planned almost 1.5 years back with Government of Assam, Department of Industry and Commerce, and with a special objective of hitting a value addition proposition for entrepreneurs at the very grassroots level. So this was conducted with faculty from faculties and resource person from internal sources as well as outside, School of Business, as well as guest faculties from outside the ecosystem came in. So it was a multi-layered program. First of all, to address the sensitization issues with respect to students and young entrepreneurs. Number two would be the beneficiaries of programs like PMEGP, CM AAA, who are expecting further funding and other supports. Thirdly, were startups who are also a prominent entity of the ecosystem. So three layers of people of different backgrounds were targeted in this entrepreneurship program. We spread across 13 districts with a participation of almost close to 380 plus. And as a result of this, we could bring on board close to around 150 plus.
Was there a criteria to scout the participants, to select the participants? How did you go about selecting people for this program?
Navarun, we had 2-3 modules of it. First was a nomination that came from the Government of Assam, Department of Industry and Commerce, where they nominated a chunk of entrepreneurs who were rejected for funding previously. Second were nominations from internal sources, as well as we had an open call for applications also. So it was a mix of criteria. What we saw basically is whether there is a tangible and sustainable business model there, whether this sector is specific to technology intervention, and thirdly, whether is there a scalability in the entrepreneurs that we are picking up. So these were the main three criteria that were taken into consideration.
Absolutely. Mr. Sharik Hussain, you as a management professional, you have been a consultant with Donor in various positions, and also focus is also on women entrepreneurs in Assam. So on that front, can you tell us what all is happening? Of course, we'll talk more about your program.
Yeah, thanks Navarum for inviting me today in this show. Let me take from what Satyam has already told. The Department of Industries Commerce of Government of Assam, in collaboration with NEHSDC, the department's women's wing, has taken an initiative very recently, which is called Tejaswini Assam Ideathon 24. This is basically empowering women, igniting innovation. So with this theme, we have launched Tejaswini Ideathon 2024. This was a event which is basically a competition. People generally get confused with schemes, but this is a competition ideathon, and where we have overwhelmingly received somewhere around 1,550 close registrations across Assam, and then we have shortlisted somewhere close to around 550 submitted applications.
That's
from
very
there.
positive, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's quite a response.
Very overwhelmingly people have participated, and let me tell you, the first round of physical pitching sessions, which held across 6 zones in Assam. Guwahati is one of the zone, Kokrajhar is one of the zone, Tejpur one zone, then Silchar, Jorhat and Dibrugarh. Across all 6 locations, 6 zones, we have around close to 300 plus physical pitchings that has really happened, and which is really very good, and this was across sectors. We have given few different sectors like IT and ITS, handloom and handicraft, then tourism, leisure, hospitality, green and sustainable energy, and from there we have around this 1,550 registrations that have come, and we have now the next slot is taking them to the next level, how to scale them and give them mentorship, so that prizes are very few, but the main thing is that people lack mentorship. So that is one point which women entrepreneurs are looking, and this category of women that has participated, you will be very happy to know this is across sectors, starting from students, starting from professionals, starting from homemakers, and also there are a set of people who are already startups and who needs to scale up. So they have already participated, and our motive is to take them to the next level through basic mentoring, support and handholding.
Absolutely. Now, what we probably are witnessing right now, if we can say, maybe it's too early, but industrial resurgence in Assam. We had the Bhumi Pujan of the semiconductor plant, big, massive investment. The Assam Chief Minister is now pitching for the defense corridor in Assam, the first in the region, the first in the northeast, and he has made a strong case of it to Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, and everybody is hopeful that that may indeed happen pretty soon. Now, with the Tata investment, with the proposed defense corridor, what's the way ahead? Is it getting exciting, Satyam?
Yes, Navarun, definitely. We as a region somehow missed out the industrial revolutions that has touched upon the country in the past decades. But now I feel we have mapped up the gap. And these two initiatives, one is already touched ground, the second would definitely touch ground as well, would be landmark steps. And this would create the industrial revolution that was much away from the region and the state. And these are very unique initiatives. If you see the two defense corridors that are already there existing in India, there is one in Tamil Nadu and in UP, that is created created an industrial traction, added to the industrial traction of both the states. I believe these are two very bold initiatives of our Honorable Chief Minister and the Government of Assam, and we expect to see a renaissance of industrialization in Assam and Northeast with these two projects.
Now, Mr. Hussain, training entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs is one thing. It's another to supply manpower probably for this industry. Say, for instance, the semiconductor plant will create thousands of employment here, thousands of employment in Assam. Of course, the region, Assam, may not be ready at this moment to take advantage of all those employment, those posts being generated. But do you think we are also consciously working towards or putting our efforts so that, say, 5 years down the line, a decade down the line, probably, whatever jobs are being created that can be filled in from within the state, do you see that happening, those steps also being taken?
Absolutely, very positive in terms of the things that are happening, the ecosystem is building up. The one thing that you have rightly said in terms of manpower, the skilled manpower in this industry is lacking, but I am very hopeful that the right steps, if taken at the right time, probably Director of Technical Education is there, many polytechnics are there, ITIs are there, engineering institutes and colleges are there, probably everyone cohesively can work together in producing those manpower. I was going through an article very recently on semiconductor, which also says that the semiconductor industry started as such as a supply chain system, and countries like Taiwan and China, who has already delivered, they have also started in a very niche way. Probably today we are into assembly and testing. Probably down the line, what you have said, 5 years, rather I would say it's 10 years, 2034 or 35, we should target to have the high-end part of the supply chain in semiconductor, in terms of research, in terms of high-end works that should be coming, and probably the skill mapping has to be done and right skilling has to be done across, so that our people get utilized and we also contribute to Viksit Bharat.
Absolutely. Satyam, training entrepreneurs is one thing. You give them the ideas, the concepts, but again, then comes the bigger part, the financing, from where to generate the finances. Are you also hand-holding on that front, guiding these youngsters that you have trained over the last few months about how they can go about realizing their dreams, and what cooperation do you think the government, both in the center and the state, is also actively involved in this hand-holding process?
Number one, the policies that have been laid out and the schemes that are prevalent in today's date are enough to at least support the grassroots level budding entrepreneurs, whether it be any of the central schemes or the ones that have been laid out in the state level. The problem is that we have realized is that getting this privileges to the doorstep of the entrepreneurs is what is required, and for that this was a trial project where we came to know the reasons why these startups or these entrepreneurs are not getting their due funding sources. So those bottlenecks need to be ironed out and worked out over a period of time. Secondly, there is a requirement of a chain of angel investors. There needs to be relaxation on the part of the banking policies for funding and supplementing these entrepreneurs with requisite amounts of funds. And yes, obviously a venture capital network maybe sourced within the state or outsourced from outside the state is a must for creating a very big traction on the ground with respect to these entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. Running out of time. Shariq Hussain, again, you mentioned about the various institutes. Satyam, would you like to add about it? What role can the educational institutes play here in preparing the future techies and the future entrepreneurs?
First would be one ideal thing that can be created is creation of center of excellences in higher education institutions, universities, institutes of technology, institutes of management. So this center of excellence could then adopt other smaller colleges, institutions, even to the level of schools and smaller institutes, who could be then handhold by these bigger institutes. That is number one. Number two would be these institutions could create a bigger higher education institutes could create a platform for research, for market research, for industrial research, for product development, and also as a platform for pulling investments, pulling collaborations from outside the state within the state. So it can work in both ways. So role of higher education institutions definitely is very, very pivotal, a very, very much required need of the day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Satyam Sharma and Shariq Hussain.
Thank you.
That's a wrap. Thank you.